So Ubisoft just cancelled an Assassin's Creed game where you'd play as a former slave hunting down the Ku Klux Klan after the Civil War. Yeah, that was a real thing, and apparently got scrapped because it was quote-unquote too political. Are you kidding me? Too political? For Assassin's Creed? The same series where you fight popes and topple literal tyrants? Come on. This cancelled game, codenamed Project Scarlet, was being made by Ubisoft Quebec, the same team behind Syndicate, Odyssey and Shadows. It was actually being developed alongside Shadows, led by Scott Phillips, the director of Odyssey and Immortals Phoenix Rising, and it was scheduled to release holiday 2027. It was supposed to be set during the Reconstruction era, with a protagonist who escaped slavery, joined the Brotherhood, and went back south to take on the Klan. That's an insanely good setup. It's one of those ideas that actually fits what Assassin's Creed is about. Freedom versus control. Oppression versus resistance. It writes itself. And honestly, it would have been one of the most unique entries the series ever had. I mean, we already have a couple of games with a somewhat similar premises. They're called Freedom Cry and Liberation, where you practically free slaves and play as black protagonists. Now imagine going around as an assassin, taking down the clan members, and making an actual change in the world in the name of brotherhood while staying hidden in the shadows. That would have been the perfect case. But no, Ubisoft reportedly shelved it because they were afraid it was too political. Because according to a source, the US is quote-unquote too unstable right now. But we all know it's mainly because of the Shadows Backlash. You know, after they revealed Yasuke, a real historical black samurai, and the internet lost its mind, suddenly it feels like Ubisoft just went, alright, let's avoid anything remotely controversial ever again. And that's just sad. Giving in to what the tourists and grifters say and demand. The ones who don't care about the franchise either way and just pretend to be fans. But let's not look at the whole situation from just one side. The Shadows devs went through hell. They got harassed online, insulted, doxxed, all because of a video game. All because some people couldn't handle the idea of a black protagonist in feudal Japan. Anyone involved in that should be ashamed. And I genuinely hope there's a way to stop this kind of behavior once and for all, without developers feeling like they have to stop creating altogether. To be honest though, that toxicity is not just in this fandom. You see it across the board. Even something as impressive as Ghost of Yote isn't safe. All because some people are ready to twist anything into outrage fuel. But if that's the world we're in now, where a creative team can tell a story that fits perfectly within Assassin's Creed's DNA, without worrying about getting mobbed online, then what's the point? You can't build meaningful stories by constantly trying not to offend someone. No matter what you do, there's always going to be that one person, that one group, screaming that you ruined everything. So why not just make something bold? And this is what scares me. If they back down from this, what's going to happen with Assassin's Creed Hexe? That one's supposed to be darker, more mysterious, centered on witch trials with a female protagonist. Are they going to water that down too? Because if so, then Assassin's Creed might officially lose the one thing that made it special, and that is courage. This series used to stand for something, it used to have something to say, but now it feels like Ubisoft's afraid to say anything. At the end of the day, you just can't please everyone. No matter what you make, someone will be mad. Someone will call it woke, someone else will call it tone deaf, and the rest of us will just be sitting here wishing we got a great game instead of a safe one. Or none at all in this case. And that's the worst part. Assassin's Creed Project Scarlet could have been bold, meaningful, powerful even. Instead it's gone. Not because it was bad, but because it was brave. And honestly, that's way more depressing than any controversy ever could be. And if that's what being brave gets you now, then maybe the problem isn't the games. Because if studios keep backing down every time the loudest voices start yelling, we're never going to get stories that mean anything again. At some point, we as fans need to step up too. Support the risks, call out the bad, and give developers the courage to keep creating without fear. Because not every story has to cater to everyone. And sometimes, hearing something you don't like is exactly what keeps everything, even beyond gaming and storytelling, interesting.